everyone, this is Greg for fitforanyage. I'm doing a YouTube channel. I'm trying the background, the white plain background, and I've had to do kind of a few moving around in the lounge, but I literally have the background propped up behind me, so probably in the next few weeks, in the next few videos, I'm going to be looking to get probably some prop to kind of get it stood up on, because it's literally propped up against my back. But you know, we're learning. This is kind of in progress, and it's, I suppose, a hobby. Well, not so much a hobby, but something I can kind of do in the meantime whilst everything's going on. So just a quick video today. I know the last video we spoke about is it's been a while. But just to kind of talk about how things are in terms of how we're dealing with the coronavirus, how everyone's kind of managing that at the moment. I know in the previous video blogs we looked at things you can kind of do to keep yourself safe and keep yourself healthy, not only kind of mentally and physically as well. So things we can kind of touch on. What we've been doing since then is stuff like the joewicks workout, which is quite good. I can include a link below. I think in one of my previous blogs I looked at calisthenics and home exercises. I can include the link there for you as well. I know this time is quite difficult because we're all stuck at home and we don't really know what to do, and some of us want to kind of keep healthy and fit, and one way obviously is through calisthenics. So that's body exercises where you use your body as your own resistance, and it's quite effective. It's been used for quite a long time. You do stuff like push-ups and pull-ups, obviously restricted to your environment, but you could do like sit-ups and stuff. So looking at that, I think also kind of talking about how we are at the moment in terms of people managing their anxiety and their depression and their concerns around the illness. I've done a talk about that. I can include that as well. But I think kind of where we are at the moment, I think what's emerging now is that there's a lot more kind of anxiety. There's a lot more health workers being affected by the illness. Still some misinformation that's kind of going around about the illness. There's misinformation about 5G and how people think the 5G is connected to people getting coronavirus, and anyone who kind of knows the epidemiology of the illness knows that that's not possible, and that's just silly fantasy and speculation. We also know that some people can take this misinformation and use it the wrong way, and they've actually attacked some masts, and there's people also using misinformation in America as well, and they are protesting in large groups. And obviously one of the things that the virus spreads is by being in close proximity to someone else. So as soon as you're in close proximity to someone else and you are you like protesting or in a park, you're giving the virus optimum grounds and the environment to spread. So yeah, we have some challenges ahead of us, but it's, you know, obviously not everyone is on board and not everyone is as receptive to that, so we just need to keep working at that. But I also understand in the kind of current climate there's also some difficulty because there are people who are being affected. They're staying at home a lot. Obviously we're not able to see friends and family, and that's also putting a strain on people's mental health and people's relationships. And at this time it's, you know, there's people also in compromising or difficult situations, so they might be experiencing some kind of abuse or and in terms of like people needing to reach out to Samaritans, to abuse helplines, again those facilities are there and they're available, and again I can include the links down below. But yeah, we do live in very difficult times at the moment. I think what we need to do is try and work together and try and keep ourselves together and quite sane. What we have been doing with families, we've been doing like video calls, like WhatsApp calls, Zoom calls. Some information which my sister shared with me is about Zoom calls is try and make them password protected, because I've heard about Zoom people interrupting calls, and obviously you want to have that security and you want to have that encryption and that protection. So probably there's a bit of a hint there when you do Zoom. Just obviously try and make sure, you can see that the background just moved. When you do these Zoom calls, just try and make sure that you keep them safe and secure. Other than that, obviously we had the first lockdown and it's been extended for 3 more weeks. I don't know where it is in the world where you are, but I would imagine it is quite difficult. But using this time, you know, try and spend time, if you're by yourself, obviously I know it's very difficult, but there are support lines out there. There's Samaritans, there's your crisis numbers which you can call. If you're with family and you find it quite difficult, also there are also with children, there's online teaching facilities, there's stuff like Bite Size, and they're doing some fantastic work by making some facilities and some resources free to use. Also, just to kind of reiterate for people who are struggling and who are finding it difficult and in particularly abusive or compromising situations, there are also support through helplines such as domestic abuse. I know there's not much kind of new information to kind of add to this, but please, if you kind of have any thoughts or any what are your concerns, please share them below and we can have a discussion. Otherwise, please be safe, wash your hands, look after each other, and please go by the guidelines that are actually been recommended to you by your recommended health body, your National Health Service, and the guidance that's put out there. Please don't go by third-party information. Please don't go by what Fred's hairdresser's aunt said on social media. Look for the facts, go for the facts, look after yourself, wash your hands.